Now that King Thor knows the dark truth about the origins of Galactus, how will this affect the future of the Marvel Universe? Well, let's hop into the pages of Thor issue number 6 and find out together, shall we? Well, alrighty then, in the last action-packed issue, Thor, now King Thor of Asgard, discovered that Galactus, also known as Galen of Ta, wasn't always Galactus. Wasn't always the Eater of Worlds, and wasn't always the Scourge of the 616 universe. No, it seems that when he originally started, Galactus was actually the herald of a much bigger evil force. That force was called the Black Winter and has decided to assume a form mirroring that of King Thor himself. The Black Winter has come to this Earth to try and reclaim its wayward servant. And admittedly, Thor's not 100% sure what he should do in this situation right now. Technically, Galactus lied to him every step of the way, and he even helped him gain greater power for himself. And while the Black Winter is clearly some manner of malevolent force, the Black Winter also says it has no interest in destroying this universe. Well, right now at least. Of course, King Thor just can't sit on the sidelines forever. If he did, that would make for a pretty boring comic, and he ultimately does choose to try and stick it to Galactus, who's really just been chapping his ass this whole time. Though I do kinda like the idea that maybe Thor is only doing this now because the Black Winter stoked the fires of Thor's own anger and just gave him the nudge to basically do his dirty work for him. Which makes a lot of sense for an evil entity that seems to be grooming people to become heralds. Something to think about. Now, even with Galactus's new upgraded powers, Thor is actually able to take the fight to him pretty hard. And I mean, really, what does happen to a Devourer of Worlds when it gets struck by lightning, I ask you?
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Oh, but wait, that's just the beginning. You see, that wasn't a regular old lightning bolt that Thor hit Galactus with. He uses that to siphon off more power cosmic from Galen. We had seen King Thor do this in the previous issue, and no, they don't really bother to explain how any of that is possible. I guess if I was to nerdy headcanon it, all energies in the universe are relative, and if Thor can be a god of thunder, then surely he can figure out how power cosmic works. Thor actually gives a brilliant, impassioned speech about how he's the king of Asgard, god of thunder, avenger of earth, and herald, well, to absolutely no one. And then he, well, actually friggin' kills Galactus, bringing what he calls it worlds and worlds worth of punishment upon the terrible Devourer, but it doesn't stop there. You see, it's right around here the Black Winter finally pipes back up again and says, hey, thanks for killing the dude I came here to kill. I guess I'll just take his corpse and all that power and go back to my own universe, huh? After all, we were never enemies, and if you don't start nothing, it won't be nothing. But King Thor's not having any of that. He keeps all the power he took from Galactus and turns his corpse, well, into a giant bomb. He fustigates him, he vaporizes him, he dusts him, he gives him a true uncut taste of... And it's at this point right here the Black Winter has to basically go, alright, sure, do whatever you want, swing your Mad King dick around, but it's not gonna change anything. I'm leaving, but your universe is still doomed. I showed you what the end will be, and let that image haunt you from here on out, King Thor. By the time the God of Thunder actually does make it back to Asgard, he locks himself away in his kingly chambers for months. It's only when the not-so-silver surfer actually tries to break on in and see him that we as the readers finally notice that, oh wow, King Thor took Galactus's helmet and is now literally using it as a decoration for the Rainbow Bridge. Silver Surfer also offhandedly mourns the death of Galactus. They had a complicated relationship to say the least, but Norrin feels sort of bad knowing that he too lived the life of a herald like him. Now what about that whole end-of-the-world vision Thor was talking about? How bad could it reasonably be? Thor has seen the end of the world plenty of times. Well, the particular flavor of this end of the world comes in Thanos, wielding Mjolnir along with all the other Infinity Gems. Also, it's implied that in this future, Thor is all alone as all the other heroes of the Marvel Universe have been turned into horrifying zombies. Not to be confused with Marvel zombies, that's a whole other thing. And it's right around there the comic comes to a close, everybody, and so that was Thor issue number 6, admittedly a kind of bittersweet conclusion to this first Thor arc from Donny Cates. Thor won the day and defeated frickin' Galactus, but he doesn't feel good about it. His victory is hollow, and in fact, we as the reader have to wonder if maybe he is entering some Mad King territory, like all this new responsibility and authority is gonna crack him. I don't know how I personally feel about changing Galactus' status quo and then killing him so quickly after. Then again, now that there's a big Galactus-shaped hole in the Marvel Universe, they could do some interesting stories with that. Perhaps Black Winter is actually grooming King Thor to be his new Herald and take Galen's place. That could be a story. Same goes with the not-so-Silver Surfer now. Imagine Nora needing to fill that very important role in the Marvel Universe that is Devourer of Worlds, especially considering his own long history. What would his Herald be like? Also, hey, a dark future wherein all the heroes die and Thanos is the last one alive. Is Donny Cates referencing his own Thanos book that he did? Actually, come to think of it, Not So Silver Surfer was in that book too. Oh my god, he's actually been telling one big story this whole time. That is legitimately actually pretty cool, and this story was pretty cool too. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cave Jewel, and if you're seeing me right now, that means you watched to the end of the video, which I am very appreciative of. It really helps drive engagement and retention and all that other good YouTube stuff. So does liking and commenting. Wink wink. If you like my content too, you should check out my Patreon page. We just redid all the tiers, so there's a ton of great rewards. You can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and well, it would just really help me out. It's never expected, but always appreciated. So until next time everyone, I've been Cave Joel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.